Namaste, everyone. Welcome to a slow flow wall yoga class focusing on the heart chakra and focusing on acceptance. We are going to be doing some heart opening things today, as well as some shoulder opening things, strengthening shoulders and the upper back. And we're going to be using the wall as a source of stability and grounding through this heart opening practice. Though this class isn't necessarily just on grounding, the overall theme of this class is on acceptance, which is very much tied into the heart chakra and tied into the concept of contentment. And how we approach acceptance on our mats, it begins with accepting where our bodies are at today. We're not forcing our poses. We're not forcing our bodies to do things that are too uncomfortable. We're taking a rest when we need it, a child's pose when we need it. And we're just accepting ourselves where we're at. And by doing this, we're starting on the practice of acceptance on a micro level, right? Everything begins with ourselves. And by practicing this on a micro level, eventually, over time, we can begin to apply the same acceptance on a macro level. What's going on with our lives, what's going on in our environment, even if there's chaos, even if there's change, even if there are stressful things happening around us, we can, through practice, find a place of accepting what is and being mindful in the present moment. So that's what we're going to be working on today. I believe it's important for us to do this because although we do have some control over our lives and over ourselves, we don't have control over everything, and that is just the way that it is. And when we try to control everything and force outcomes, that practice is always going to lead to some disappointment, right? Because there are things that are out of our control and out of our hands. And it will lead to some anger, frustration, and fear that we aren't going to get what we want, or that we haven't gotten what we want, which as a cycle can be unhealthy for our body, for our mind, and for our spirit. So we'll begin with the practice of acceptance today on our yoga mat, and I invite you to continue this practice for as long as you need it. Maybe make it a small daily ritual if you feel called to do that. But that's what we're going to be focusing on today. We will only need 2 blocks for our practice, but you're free to grab any other props that you would like to support you and your body in your practice today. And we're going to begin in a child's pose up against the wall. So you can set your mat up so that the short edge is up against a wall here. Then we're going to come all the way back to the wall so that the toes are touching the wall, and then take the knees wide for a wide-legged balasana, sinking all the way down, reaching the hands out in front, maybe taking a forehead or a blanket, taking a block or a blanket under the forehead for some support. Or if it's comfortable for you, the forehead can come all the way down to your mat. Take a moment and let yourself settle into this pose and become aware of your breath. Allow your body to release any tension. And allow your mind to find a little bit of peace. Allowing yourself to let go of any planning, let go of any analyzing. Allowing yourself to have this next hour to focus on you and what you need from your yoga practice today. Inhale, slowly lift your head up. You can walk your hands back, bring your feet off to the side and then around in front of you, taking your back nice and straight, pressing up against the wall. Take a few deep breaths, breathing in through your nose, down into your belly. Inhaling, bringing the hands together in front of your heart. Take a moment to set your intention for practice. An intention of acceptance, of contentment, and of trust. Once your intention has been set, press the thumbs and the pinkies together and let your other fingers bloom and open out into Lotus Mudra. Taking a few mindful breaths here. With your next exhale, you can let your mudra go, bring your hands back down, and then take another inhale, really lengthen up through your spine, peel the back away from the wall just a bit, and then let your knees find a generous bend, and exhale, fold forward, coming down to a forward fold. You can grab your legs, grab your feet, whatever you would like to do. Let your head relax here. And if your legs and lower back are up to it, feel free to let your knees straighten out just a bit, maintaining a soft bend. And inhale. Slowly come up. Bring the soles of the feet together for Baddha Konasana. And take your hands on your ankles and lift up through your back. If you want, you can take your feet in a little bit closer to you. Pet any kitties, any puppies that want some attention before coming back to your Baddha Konasana. Very good. With your exhale, we are going to turn to the side if you need some space. And then we're going to bring the left leg out to the side. Right foot comes to the inside of the left thigh, turning over towards the left leg, and then exhaling down to Janu Shirshasana, head to knee pose. Gently let your head come down. It does not have to come down all the way. Let yourself find a place between effort and in between ease in this pose. Inhale up. Exhale, switch sides. Right leg comes off to the right. Breathe in to lengthen your back. And then fold down towards the right leg. Inhale, lift the head up. Come back up. We are going to come onto hands and knees next. Aligning the wrists under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Taking a few cat and cows. Take a few more flows of cat and cow. And bring your spine to a neutral place. And then let your hands walk forward. Taking in a deep inhale. And exhale, let your heart melt down towards your mat for puppy pose. Let your next inhale raise your head up. We'll come down to a seat once again, and we'll take the right calf on top of the left, flexing both of our feet here. Feel free to use a block underneath your right knee if you'd like some support. We're going to inhale, lengthen the back. Bring the hands to the heart center. And then exhale, we're going to twist over to the left. Feel free to stay lifted, or you can come down and let your right elbow come onto the right foot. Using your exhale to twist. And inhale, come back up. And switch sides. Left calf comes on top of right. Finding the hands in front of the heart. And then exhale, finding the twist. And maybe come down with your left elbow. I find it interesting. I don't know if you all were hearing those noises there, but I find it interesting that we are talking about control and about acceptance and how we can't control every little thing. Would I like a perfectly quiet yoga class every time? Yes, but can I control when people mow their lawn? No, I can't. But can we still have a good class and accept what is? Yes, absolutely. And on your next inhale, you can come up, and we are going to come back to legs coming out behind, and then bringing our fingertips nice and wide, tucking the toes, using the exhale to find our first downward facing dog of the day. And we're going to walk our downward dogs back towards the wall so that our heels are on the wall. Your heels can absolutely be lifted here, or they can be planted down, whatever is comfortable for your body. Take some deep breaths in and out through your nose. Actively pushing the floor away with your hands. Pressing your hips up nice and high.
And inhale, lift up the heels just a bit more, place some bend in your knees, and then take some small steps all the way up to the front of the mat. Feet are going to plant hip width apart, gentle bend in the knees. Inhale, halfway lift yourself up. Exhale, let yourself come down for a deep forward fold. Grab onto your opposite elbows. Let your upper body be heavy and hang here. Release your elbows and let your inhale start a slow roll all the way up, passing through Tadasana, and then bringing the arms up over the head, reaching, lifting the gaze. Exhaling, drawing the hands down to the heart space. Pausing here for a moment, connecting with your heart and feeling your heartbeat. Feeling the chest move with the heartbeat and with the breath. Beautiful. Breathe in, lift your arms back up. Breathe out, fold down through prayer, back to forward fold. Bring the hands in front of the feet or take them onto your blocks. Create some space and then exhale, bend your knees, plant your hands down, step back to a plank pose. And then you can come down to your belly, you can drop the knees first. Come all the way down. Bring your hands back near your rib cage and let your feet press down. Inhale, lift the head up. Come up for a baby cobra. And exhale, slowly come back down. Inhale, lifting up for another cobra. You can come up a little higher or stay low. Exhale down. And inhale, one last cobra. Coming up higher or staying where you are comfortable in this pose. Wherever you're at, see if you can let your heart move forward just a little bit more. Good. Exhale down. Inhale. Press yourself up through hands and knees or plank pose. And exhale, tuck the toes, find downward dog, heels at the wall. Inhale, lift up your heels, bend your knees, and step back up to the front of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, slowly roll all the way up. Taking the arms up above the head. And exhale, hands down to the heart. Inhale, reach up again. And this time we will take the right elbow over the left, reaching the hands up. Holding Garudasana arms for just a moment. Breathe into your back and your shoulder blades. And exhale, switch sides. Reach up. And release. Bring your arms up once more. Then exhale, move your hands down through prayer, coming back to a forward fold. Hands come in front of the feet, inhaling up to the tips of the fingers or the blocks. Exhale, plant the hands down, and then step back with the left foot coming into a lunge. We are going to keep the back heel lifted to come up for high lunge. If you're not familiar or comfortable with high lunge, you can take your left heel and then scoop the foot up a few inches, plant the heel down, let your left toes come out at an angle to the left. And then you can come up here. Or keep the heel lifted. Wherever you're at, whatever foot placement you have chosen, squeeze your legs together. Find a lot of activation in your feet and in your legs. And then inhale, come up. Maybe scoot that back foot back a little bit more to find some length. And inhale, lift the arms. High lunge, pull your left foot, your left hip forward, squaring it with the right hip. And let your lower belly be activated here too, pulling it back towards your spine, keeping the muscles in the face nice and relaxed. Good. Exhale, bring your hands all the way down to frame your right foot. And we are going to very slowly bend the left knee, setting the knee down, part of the knee just above the kneecap. Untuck your left toes here. And then inhale, come up, finding Anjaneyasana with the hands in prayer at the heart. Bring your hands to your right knee and then let your hips sink forward. Let your heart lift. Good. Slowly bring your hands behind your back. Find a clasp. And then you can find a gentle lift of your heart, any amount that's comfortable for you. Exhale to release your clasp. Bring your hands down, framing the right foot again, and lift your back knee up. Plant your left hand down, either on the mat or onto a block. And then inhale, spin your back, reach up with your right hand. Exhale, lower the hand back down. Step back, inhale to plank. Exhale to your belly. Hands slide back, inhale up to Bhujangasana, Cobra Pose. And then exhale, bring yourself back down. Inhale, press up to hands and knees. And then exhale back to downward facing dog. Returning heels to the wall. Feel free to hold your downward dog for a few more breaths, or if you would like, if your body needs it, if you could use a child's pose, please feel free. If you're in child's pose, you can make your way back up if you're ready. We're going to come back up onto the toes and bend the knees, stepping all the way up to the front of the mat. Inhaling, halfway lifting. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, feet press down, come all the way up. Lift the arms up above the head. And exhale, hands down to the heart. Breathe in here. And then exhale, twist with your upper body over to the right. You can reach out, expanding your arms. Maybe look towards the back fingertips. And inhale, come forward, back through prayer. Exhale, twist to the left side, opening the arms out if that is okay for you. And inhale forward. Release. And then inhale, arms up. Come back down to forward fold. Hands come in front of the feet, inhaling to the fingertips or the blocks. Exhale, plant the hands. Step back with the right foot. Coming into a lunge, left leg leads. And then you can set your right foot up however you did the left side. You can plant the heel down, or you can set yourself up for high lunge. Wherever you have chosen your foot to be, take an inhale and rise up. And then you can lift your arms up above your head. Finding that same alignment with both of the hips. Maybe lifting the gaze just a bit. Take an exhale, let your hands come down, framing the left foot. And then scoot the right foot back just a little bit, lower the right knee down. Untuck the toes, and then inhale, come up for Anjaneyasana, hands in prayer. Take your hands to your left knee. Then let your hips press forward. Let your shoulders roll back. And when you're ready, you can take your hands behind the back, reverse the direction of your clasp with the opposite thumb on top. Taking an inhale to lift your heart any amount. Everyone, this is Phoenix. He likes to talk during my yoga classes. I think he's giving further instructions, but in a different language. Take another breath in and let's see if you can lift your heart a little bit more. And then let your exhale bring your hands down to frame your left foot. Lift your right knee up and then plant your right hand down onto a blocker next to the foot. Inhale, reach your left arm up. And exhale, hand comes down. Breathing in to step back into plank pose. Coming down to the belly. Inhaling up, Bhujangasana. And exhale, lower back down. Inhale up through hands and knees. And exhale, come back to a child's pose. Feel free to stay in your child's pose for a few more breaths. Be right back. All right, thank you for your patience, everybody. From child's pose, you can go ahead and lift your head up. And then bring your body forward. We're going to come back down onto our belly and lift up just enough to bring the elbows underneath the shoulders, finding Sphinx pose. Let your hands press down and let your heart drop forward. Let your chin lift up a little bit. Very good. From Sphinx, let your elbows come to the side. Let your forehead come down. And you can rest your forehead on your forearms here. Take a few deep breaths. Let your belly press down into your mat. And inhale, let your feet float up. And you can find some ankle rolls, point and flex your feet. And with your next exhale, you can let your feet move to one side and then the other. And once your knees come back through center, your feet come back through center. Let your feet come back down to your mat. You can lift up your head, press yourself up, grab onto both of your blocks, and we are going to come to face the wall, keeping the blocks nearby. Once we are at the wall, we are going to take our feet up the wall and come to legs up the wall. So you can begin to walk your feet up and then wiggle your hips closer until you find a comfortable place. Coming all the way down to your back. And feel free as you relax into this pose to find something to do with your arms. If you'd like them at your sides, if you would like a hand on your heart, a hand on your belly, or your arms in a T, then feel free to let your body to find a comfortable place. With your next exhale, we will slowly move ourselves away from the wall. You can plant your feet on the wall. Begin to wiggle your hips and your shoulders back until you can press up onto your elbows. Scooting back a little bit, pressing up, and then we'll set up for reclining fish pose with our blocks. We will take one block, bring it behind us, bring it vertical I like to leave it on a little bit higher of a height. You're free to bring it flat or a little bit lower if you like. And then bring your other block horizontal. The first block will go between the shoulder blades. The second block will cradle the head. So when you're ready, you can come back and adjust your blocks as need be. The first one will hit at about the middle back or so. Make sure your head feels supported. If you have the space here, I highly recommend moving your arms out into a T to give you more of a stretch across your chest. And you can bring your legs out straight, or you can also bring the soles of the feet together. Whichever would serve you more tonight, feel free to find your position. And come back to your breath. Come back to the sound of your breath and the rise and the fall of your chest. Focusing your awareness here. Take 3 more breaths in your fish pose. Your next inhale, slowly lift up your head, scoot your elbows back, press up onto your hands, and then you can move your blocks to the side before gently coming back down onto your back. You can bring your knees towards your chest, give yourself a hug. Maybe find a slow, gentle rock back and forth along your spine. Next time you rock back through center, you can take a pause. Then grab the outer edges of the feet for happy baby. With your next exhale, you can release your feet and make yourself comfortable for Shavasana, our final resting pose. Let your body take up some space. Maybe take the arms and the legs a little bit wider. Allow your eyes to close. Begin to relax your muscles, starting from the crown of the head, relaxing down the forehead to the space between the eyebrows, relaxing the jaw, down the neck, relaxing the shoulders, relaxing the arms, the hands, relaxing the upper part of your torso. Deepening the breath, relaxing the belly, relaxing the lower back, the hips. Relax your thighs, your knees, and your calves. Feel the ankles, the feet, and the toes relax. And with your whole body relaxed and still, allow your mind to have a soft and gentle focus on each of your inhales and each of your exhales. Take a slow and deep breath in. Exhaling through your mouth slowly. Breathing in again, gently waking up your body. Exhale, releasing your breath, finding some movements in your fingers and toes. You can slowly pull your feet in and plant them down with your knees bent. And then make your way to rest on one side. Press yourself up to a comfortable seat as you're ready. Once you're seated, you can bring both of your hands across your chest, feeling your heart beat through your hands. Taking a moment to send acceptance and love to all parts of yourself. Sending that love and that acceptance into your darkness and into your light. To all the parts of you that may be sad, fearful, or angry. And all the parts of you that may be joyful, creative, and mindful. Letting that love and acceptance permeate throughout your whole being. You may slowly bring your hands together in front of your heart, coming back to the present moment. Feel free to carry your intention with you off of your mat and into the rest of your week, or for as long as it serves you. Thank you all so much for joining me this evening. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your night and rest of your week. Satnam. I will see you all next time.